Huh? It's finally time to meet up with everyone. Paimon even dreamt of making the film last night. If Paimon...
Good morning. Xavier said yesterday afternoon went well.
Yeah, and how about you, Ayaka?
After we split up, Ayato went to see Udex Nervilette at the Palais Mermonia. I was originally thinking of going with him, but he said he could manage it, so I rode the aquabus with Yoimiya and visited the opera house.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe what we saw there! 2 mechanical puppets that were dancing together! You've already seen them, right? Yeah, those two!
We sat and watched for
Oh, it was the same for us.
Afterwards, we went swimming at the beach! I held Ayaka's hand and we counted... At first, I didn't dare to open my mouth. But once I couldn't hold my breath any longer, before I knew it, I was breathing like normal down there. It was an amazing feat.
I knew that the Traveler could do it, so I had no doubt we could do it too. That helped me. The underwater world in Fontaine truly is beautiful. I love seeing the Romaritime flowers blossoming underwater.
Yeah, and there were so many creatures that we've never seen. Like those fish that shimmer like a sword blade.
Oh, you mean Hunter's Rays and Blubber Beasts.
I just love the name Blubber Beast. Just wait till...
Yoimiya was down there for quite a while. It was dark before we finally rode the aquabus back to the city. I figured she'd want to sleep in today.
Yeah, even I was worried I wouldn't be able to get up. I still felt like I was drifting in the waves when I went to sleep last night. But as soon as I woke up today, I remembered that we'd all be shooting...
Speaking of the film, what?
My brother and Xavier were speaking to the rest. As for the other... We're here.
Please excuse my tardiness. I just finished the Special Patrol's 6-mile morning jog.
Wait,
Good morning, everyone.
Morning. Can someone fetch me a cup of coffee? More milk, hold the sugar.
Sure. I'd be happy.
No, you can't go anywhere. Please, have a seat over here so I can get started on your makeup.
I can get the coffee. It's the perfect job.
So much energy.
Oh, Yoimiya's always like that. But you're sure looking...
Of course not. I spent the whole night reading the novel from cover to cover, marking
Wow. Paimon didn't expect you to be so thorough.
Well, I was the biggest star. I went all out when I was acting as an Archon, so...
Here's your coffee, Director Farina.
Oh, thank you.
It seems everyone is met. We've reached an agreement with the restaurant owner. We are free to use the second...
Really? That's great!
He is really looking forward to our film. Well then, Mr. Xavier.
Okay, thanks. First, I'd like to This is our prop manager, Veronique. She'll be in charge of all the film's prop. And this is Bono, our lighting technician. He'll be in charge of lighting and illumination to set up each scene's atmosphere.
Wow. Sure feels like we have some real professionals joining the crew now.
First of all, please allow me to... When my investor informed me yesterday that he wouldn't, I had no idea that I'd find so many...
No need to be so cordial, Mr. Xavier. We're all...
Your works made a profound impression on me when I am sure that someday, this...
Yes, the story is the reason I agreed to join.
Anyway, I would like to make a promise to everyone. This is not just my film. It also embodies the thoughts and feelings of every person here, as well as the endless effort we are about to pour into it. So, without further ado, you may take it from here, Director Farina.
All right. Listen up. The first scene takes place when the two young musketeers...
Whoa. Seems Farina's really kicking things into gears.
Is everyone clear? I don't want to... All right. Cameras will start... No.
Anyway, let's go see if there's anything...
How about here?
A little more to...
You got it!
Hey, Yoimiya, do you need a hand?
No, I'm fine. You know, doing the lighting is kind of like designing a fireworks show. It's interesting to imagine what kind of atmosphere the lights will create. I heard that the Traveler will be operating the camera and Paimon will be the clapper loader, right? Those roles are just perfect for the two of you.
Really? Is that because it'll be easy for Paimon to hold the clapperboard while flying?
Well, sure, there's that, but that's not exactly what I meant. I just think that after all your journeys together, you two must have developed a super close bond. Oh, I see.
Yoimiya, we need lights over there, too.
Oh, on it! I've got to get back to work. Chat with you later. Oh, it's exciting to see so many people working together to bring the film to life.
Seems like Yoimiya's really getting into it. But she was right. We do have a
Ayaka has mentioned you to me before. She said that you two were great friends when you were kids.
No talking. I'm thinking about how to do your eyeshadow.
Ah, yes. To help me really look the part.
To achieve a more young and naive look for this scene.
Are you saying the wrinkle...
You just have too much of a calculating look in your eyes.
You sure don't mince your words. It seems...
Quiet.
So, this is a real
No, it's just a prop weapon. Not bad. Have you seen her? Only in books and newspapers. I made, when we're filming, some special gunpowder, which means it'll be up to the actors to... That's right. Thank you, Veronique. However, the musket's gears and firing pin could still use some... Also, be sure to rub the muskets with some oil each time before we start shooting. That'll give the impression that the firearms have been well-maintained. Good point.
You seem to know a lot, Miss Chevres.
Yes, I perform routine maintenance on my weapons every day. Just like we as people need to eat and sleep, muskets need to be cleaned and maintained.
I also perform similar care for my sword every day, and familiarize myself with its shape and weight, to the point where it feels like a natural extension of my body.
Yes, this way, our weapons will never betray us in the heat of battle.
Yes, well said. It seems we have the same philosophy on this topic.
Oh, sounds like they found a common...
Though these props differ from the muskets I use, I can still give you some pointers.
Good. I look forward.
First and foremost, never point the weapon at anyone, regardless of whether it's a real or prop weapon or whether you're holding it or it's on the table. This holds for any time when you're not actively engaging an enemy.
Okay,
When aiming the musket, extend your arm so that it's level with your shoulder and use your eye to look down the weapon's sights.
Like this?
Not bad. Now,
This is the end of the road for you.
good. Now turn your body a little. That way, you'll give your enemy less of a target to work with. And this is the end of the road for you.
Huh. Excuse me, Miss Chiori. Director Farina, there's something I wish to discuss with you.
Oh? What is it?
Like this?
Yes, much better.
What do you think?
I do see your point. But are you sure you wish to do this?
I believe it would be—
Well, if you insist. All right, I understand. Miss Ayaka?
Huh? What's going on? Are we gonna start filming?
Let's go see.
What is it?
I have a question for you, Miss Chevret.
What?
To clarify, I would like to turn over my role to Miss Chavras.
But brother...
Don't worry, Ayaka. I actually view this as a good thing. I was becoming troubled trying to set aside some time to speak to the staff at the Palais Mermonia. I would like to have some conversations about the cultural exchange between our two countries, and I've heard that the bureaucratic process here can get rather complicated. Now, I will be able to focus on my work. Besides, you also know that I'm not really one for public performances.
Are you really sure?
From a director's point of view, I also felt like the older brother in the story plays the lead role with his overbearing character. But this causes his character to overshadow that of his sister, and the theme of the two supporting and relying on each other isn't conveyed very well. But if we were to change the siblings to two sisters of a similar age, then that aspect of the story might come through more clearly. Also, I've seen you instructing Ayaka. That cold and dignified personality is exactly what we need for the older musketeer.
Of course, even with all these insights, the decision should still be made by Miss Chavras.
Chevras mentioned that she really likes the story, right? Paimon bets that she'll take the role.
All right.
Good. It's decided then. I'll get started on making edits to the script. We'll also need to make some immediate adjustments to... I have a feeling that our adaptation will be even better than the original story.
You're doing a great favor for me, Miss Chavras. You have my gratitude.
Don't mention it. I like this character, so if anything, I should be the one thanking you.
Well, since my brother is the one who brought up the idea, I suppose there's no need to worry. Let's go, Miss Chavras. I look forward to working with you.
Please, just...
Seems like you're really going out of your way to solve the problem I was having with your makeup.
Surely you jest, Chiori. I assure you that I was mostly motivated by a desire to spend more time on formal business.
Oh, come on. You really think I'd buy that? According to what I've heard from Ayaka, her brother is someone who can juggle 10 different matters at the same time. I'm sure you have other reasons for backing out.
Perhaps. Ayaka always said she wanted to go out and see more of the world, just like the Traveler. But I feel that she needs not only to see other nations, but also to make some different kinds of friends. I think it would be harder for her to make new connections with me constantly by her side. I would like to give her some space.
All right, go on. Spoil her some more.
Ayato, it's too bad you're stepping down from the role. Paimon really wanted to see you act as a...
No need to poke fun at me. I'd wager that you also felt that I wasn't the best candidate for the role.
It's a little hard for Paimon to imagine you saying those lines.
Yes, I've made an appointment to meet some people from the Palais Mermonia. Now, I will have some more time to prepare.
Traveler, get the camera ready. Paimon, get the clapperboard. Actors to your positions. We're
Go on now.
Yep, don't worry.
Thank you.
All right. Now that we're all here, the first scene takes place when our two main characters are still living at the Baron's estate. They've been ostracized and verbally abused by others in the household, but they still have no idea why. We want to capture how naive and innocent they are, despite their pain. Chevris will be playing the role of the older sister, Tulip, and Ayaka will be the younger sister, Iris. Be sure to get close-ups of the main characters at the right moment. Silence on the set! Lights, camera, action!
Let's go!
Tulip, Mother's been out for quite a while now.
Perhaps she went to pick some flowers on the way home. You know how she loves flowers.
Iris, Tulip! I'm home!
Mother! You were out for so long, we were beginning to worry about you.
I'm sorry, but I'm back now, safe and sound. Here.
Mother, what are those bruises on your hand?
Huh? What bruises? Oh, I must have bumped into something while I was working yesterday.
But I didn't notice them this morning.
Then perhaps they're from when I accidentally tripped when I was out just now. By the way, did you have fun playing at home? What's the matter, Iris?
Well, we've realized that no one really wants to play with us.
They even took Iris's doll and spat at us.
And they even called us names. They said we were...
Shh. It's all right. Don't worry. It doesn't matter what anyone says. Don't listen to them. No one can define you with such words. You both have wonderful lives ahead of you. Just like your names. You will both blossom like beautiful flowers. Maybe your time to blossom hasn't quite come yet, but one day, you two will bloom more beautifully than anything else. Don't let the soil you're in now ruin your future beauty. Understand? My dear daughters.
And cut! Not bad. The actors' emotions were all on point. Let's keep that take. Also, if our clapper loader could avoid shouting at the start of the scene next time.
Oh,
Great. I felt fine. The lines weren't too difficult at all. Seems like Farina must have adapted the role nicely.
You two were great. I couldn't tell it was your first time acting in a film. You should have more confidence.
Thank you for your encouragement.
Positions, everyone! We'll move on to the... This scene is when our two characters return home, only to discover their mother has been murdered. Red.
Mother, we're back. Mother? What's wrong?
Iris, stay away!
Huh? Why? What's... Mother! Mother... She...
There's poison in this cup.
Huh? I could have...
Those aristocrats. Iris, we need to leave.
Leave? But now that Mother is gone, where can we even go?
Anywhere. All I know is that we can't stay in this house.
But are we just going to let them get away with this?
We'll have our revenge, I promise you. Just not right now. Come on, let's go.
No, wait. We can't just leave Mother here like this. At least let me leave this rose with her. That's why we went out in the first place. To buy her this flower.
All right. Goodbye, Mother. We'll avenge you. Someday.
And cut! Beautiful! Great performance!
Oh my, you're so amazing, Ayaka! And were those real tears I saw? How did you do it?
I was surprised too.
Thank you for the kind compliments. Actually, as soon as Director Farina said action, I told myself not to think about anything. I just felt the weight of the moment and became the character. It's quite similar to practicing the art of the sword. You clear your mind and focus only on what's happening in front of you.
Ayaka's performance was amazing. Have I discovered an acting prodigy? Pipe down, everyone! We need to move on to the next scene!
Huh? Are we done already? But Paimon wants to keep playing with the clapperboard. How do you feel, Traveler? Is your arm sore from holding the camera all day?
Good work, you two.
You too, Chevres. You were quite the actress today.
I've read this novel many times before. I have a good grasp of my character's mindset. Anyway, do you remember my request from yesterday?
Oh, right! We were having so much fun that Paimon nearly forgot! You have a case where the murders seem really similar to the cases in the novel, right? So, how are they similar exactly?
In the story, the main characters grow up to become two musketeers, always using their guns to carry out their revenge. And on each of the victims, they place a rainbow rose as a signal that they've returned. Yes, that's correct. We found rainbow roses just like in the novel. Seems like you're connecting the dots now.
Oh, that does sound pretty concerning. Especially after seeing the script today. Ooh, now Paimon can't stop wondering what kind of ulterior motive the murderer might have. What do you think, Traveler? You're smart. Paimon would—
Good. On behalf of Fontaine's Special Security and Surveillance Patrol, thank you for your dedication to justice. There's no time to lose. We should start investigating right away.
Huh? Right now? But we just got done filming all day. Paimon's so tired.
The most valuable intel always comes after nightfall. They are like small, remote islands in the middle of the sea. If you don't stay vigilant, you will pass right by them in the fog. That's how one of my favorite books.
So, where are we going right now?
Let's start by checking out some workshops that sell mechanical components. If the culprit is making their own weapons,
Welcome to LeChaux's Clockwork Workshop. How can I help you?
Hello. I'd like to know if anyone has purchased some special components lately.
Special components? Sorry, could you be more specific?
I mean the kind of components that aren't typically used for clockwork toys, but for firearms.
Huh? For firearms? No, we don't sell those sort of things here.
Don't misunderstand. I'm not here to cause any
Well, to be completely honest...
Has anyone ever purchased components here as an individual rather than on behalf of an organization?
We have a lot of customers who buy toys, but those who buy components are all regular customers who buy in bulk on behalf of their organization.
Is that so?
You're welcome. It's the least I...
Oh, hey, Chevres. Run out of oil for your musket again?
Hello, Estelle. I want to know if anyone has come to your shop recently to order some firearm components.
Oh, is this another case? I don't think so. Some people have requested that I make some prop guns for the Fontanalia Film Festival, but I refused all of those requests.
Oh? Why is that?
Because there's no profit! I only make things here that can do some real heavy lifting. I don't have the energy to make some new molds just for the festival.
Then has anybody come
Well, I usually sell off my scrap to the Fleuve Cendre. I don't typically give them to one specific person.
I understand. Thanks for...
Don't mention it. Always happy.
Seems like we haven't found any leads to go off yet.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Huh? Are you sure?
You think so, huh?
Huh?
That I grew up in... Hello. I'd like to ask some questions.
I don't know anything.
Don't worry, I'm not here to...
You say that now.
It's the truth. Here. Take this as my gift.
Wait, did Paimon just see what she thinks she saw? Is the captain of the special patrol bribing a citizen?
Seems you're different from the... What do you want to know?
Have you heard anything related to muskets in Fleuve Cendre lately? Anything at all?
Muskets, huh?
Were they gunshots?
Possibly. It's hard. Someone's house collapsing, a pipe exploding somewhere. It's all the same. But the noises I'm talking about definitely happened after I fell asleep.
Do you know where the noises were coming from?
I don't remember.
Is it that you
You tell me.
Then please.
She's giving her even more.
The noises came from the end of the Southern Waterway. I came out and had... That's all I know.
All right.
Thanks for the pot de fruits.
No need to be surprised. I grew up here, remember? I know how to get people around here to talk. My apologies, I'm all out of sweets. Though I do have some other tempting snacks in my custody. Fries, fried chicken, and even onion rings. But taking care of junk food is my responsibility. You're better off sticking to your Now then. It's been a while, Tetro.
Please.
I want to know if you've heard anybody talking about muskets lately.
Information isn't free, you know.
I've heard that bandits have been extremely active in the countryside recently, and they've been affecting the delivery of goods to Poisson.
You're still as helpful as ever. One of our men got drunk at dinner about a month ago and lost his gun. 3 days later, it turned up in the corner here.
What's weird about that? He just forgot where he put it, right?
This is Fleuve Cendre, my friend. Anything of value left in the tavern won't ever make it to the next day. But that gun turned out to be an exception. It didn't get any new...
I suspect it came back because the weapon was already known to the guards.
You mean, a criminal was afraid the Marechaussee Phantom would use the shot marks to track them down? Maybe. But if that's the case, the culprit...
I didn't say anything about a criminal.
In Fleuve Cendre, knowing who was killed is as easy as knowing what clothes you're wearing today. It's the guy living in the east side, isn't it? I've never liked him. Every time he's here, he just orders a drink and sits there with a nasty look in his eyes.
So,
Don't bother. Even if you ask, he wouldn't admit to owning a gun to some strangers. Not to mention the captain of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
He's right.
I know you grew up here, Chauvress. Even though you're on good terms with the Spina, you've still been gone too long. Not many people know you here now, and a lot of people don't like the Special Patrol.
I know.
So take my advice and don't show your face too much around here.
I'll come and go as I please, and I'm afraid I'll be appearing more often due to my work.
All right. Don't say I didn't warn.
Gotta keep up with the changing times.
what's all this? Some
Yes, but... Even though somebody has purposefully tried to clean them up. In other words, someone was here trying to improve their shot.
Could it have been the killer?
Your guess is as good as mine. Although many people at Fleuve Cendre own guns, few hide the fact from others. and even fewer would go to such lengths to hide markings from practice shots. Anyway, let's go. Seems like that's all we'll be able.
Paimon feels like we managed to.
Yes. Assuming that everything we found is indeed connected to our suspect, then their timeline was probably something like this. A month ago, our suspect found a gun and took it home to disassemble it. Once he'd figured out its mechanics, he brought it back. In the following weeks, he used some parts to create his own makeshift musket, and took it to the Fleuve Cendra for target practice. Then, a few days ago, he found his target and carried out the murder. Once the deed was done, he left a rainbow rose on the body.
That all makes sense to.
The deceased was a resident of Fleuve Cendra. It said that he was a poor. Yeah, that's also if we are indeed following the novel, and there's a story behind the murder. He was no saint, but no one's heard of a What message is the killer trying to convey? And to who? We've thoroughly investigated. He claims to have spent the whole day at the.
Okay, so he has.
Not only that, he lacks a credible motive as well. He has a family of his own, and both of his parents are still alive. I've looked into his records. He was adopted at the age of 6, and all the proper procedures were followed. There are also records of him at an orphanage before then. In the story, the mother of the 2 musketeers was murdered after the children turned 10. Of course, he could have changed the children's ages, but I don't want to assume anything without evidence. More importantly, I've also had a chat with him in person. He didn't seem like the kind of person who would pull the trigger to kill a man.
Then, what should we do now? We have.
Investigations take time. I didn't expect. How about this? Let's spend the next few days filming with the crew. We can continue the investigation.
Wait, but weren't you saying Intel is like.
Ah, but the book had more than one reference to the islands, Paimon.
Oh?
As long as you spend enough time sailing through the fog,